Hi everybody, it's Lauren again. This video is kind of an extension on the last blog I did where I talked about raising awareness on domestic violence and how nobody deserved it or whatever. But this isn't just about romantic relationships. It can also be about friendships, and it can also be about family members that aren't all you thought they were. And I know a lot of people are going to think this is a controversial message, but I think it's something that we could all take from it. And it's basically my new philosophy about just being completely superficial about everything. And I know that sounds really mean, and I don't want anybody to think I'm talking about relationships or friendships or family bonds that you have now. I'm talking about new relationships, like new family bonds, or new friendships, people basically that you haven't met yet. That's what I'm referring to. Because I think about how much time I spent in my last relationship, and how much time that I spent in certain friendships, and really I could have nipped it in the bud and saved a lot of time and heartache if I would have just cut it off right from the start. And a lot of people think that being a superficial bitch is a bad thing, but it's not. Because when you think about it, I mean, how many times have people seen a flaw with somebody, within the first weeks, and they're like, oh, they're fine, they'll get better, or, oh, a lot of people do that, or, oh, so what if he doesn't do this or that, or, I mean, he has everything else. No, I mean, if somebody doesn't have every little thing that you want, I say cut them off right away. Because, there are even little things, like my ex, he didn't like to go shopping a lot, or he thought it was stupid to get, hair and nails done and all that. He didn't see why I did all that, and I just thought, oh, it's okay. I mean, me and him are just two different people. But if I would have been superficial, and if I wouldn't have been so patient and understanding and so accepting of every little thing about him, then I probably would have just said, you know what, we don't have enough in common, and I would have cut it off 4 years ago, and I wouldn't have, for one thing, I wouldn't have wasted 4 years with that person. For another thing, I wouldn't have moved out of state with them. And for another thing, I wouldn't have given up my friends and my family and my car and, left my 2 cats behind for all that. And not only that, the other reason why I'm making this video is because I thought that when I moved back home and got out of that, destructive relationship, that everything would, I'm not going to say that everything would happen well overnight, but I thought that I would be on the way to getting my life back on track. And in a way I am, and in a way I was able to get a fresh start on a lot of things, and I'm still working on my degree and modeling and, doing video blogging and everything like that. But we have this point system at my old job, which recently became my new job. And point system is basically attendance. It's 1 point if you call in, 2 points no call, no show. So many points for being absent or whatever. That's that kind of thing. And so I was gone for 7 or 8 months, so I'm thinking, oh, my points will be deleted, and then when I get back, I won't have any. And my attendance was pretty good to begin with, but obviously, I was about to move out of town with somebody that I thought was the love of my life. And then, so obviously I was moving a lot, I was packing, I was doing this and that, so I kind of let my points rack up at the end, because I thought, yeah, I'll be there for a good while. And not only that, I mean, he told me this whole bullshit about how I would be able to find a better job down there, and I could find a job that paid more, and I could get on where he's working at, and blah, blah, blah. And so then I didn't have any points, and then I looked on the system one day, and I found out that I did have points. I mean, that's kind of bullshit all in itself, that I had to start off at at a new pay rate, but my points carried over. I'm like, I mean, that's kind of the wrong thing to carry over. And I'm not complaining about my job. I'm grateful that they hired me back, and that I'm making good money again. I mean, but I'm just saying, in general, if people weren't so understanding, if people were quicker to cut people out of their lives the moment that they saw something that they didn't like, you would never get hurt. You would never waste time. You would never waste money. You would never waste energy for somebody that didn't give 2 fucks about you. And again, I'm not just talking about relationships. I have, romantic relationships. I'm even talking about, family type relationships. I mean, don't even be understanding when one of your relatives doesn't want anything to do with you. I mean, and that's my own thing, because I kind of I kind of try to show empathy when somebody doesn't text back right away, or when somebody's too busy to talk, because I know I have a life. I know that, like, I have a lot going on. So I do try to be kind of understanding with that. But I mean, if it gets to the point that they never want to help you as much as you've helped them, if it gets to the point that they never want to have anything to do with you, if it gets to the point that they're always too busy with their own lives, cut them out of your life. I mean, I'm getting to the point now that I feel like if something's going to turn into cancer, or if something's going to be like a tumor, cut it out of your life before it spirals out of control. I actually said that in one of my Facebook statuses, and somebody was like, "Well, it just seems like it's fear to me that you don't want to get close to anybody." I'm not saying never get close to anybody. I'm just saying that it's all right to be a superficial bitch sometimes. It's all right to say, "No, I don't want to be with this person. This person doesn't have the same values as me. If this person doesn't like to do the same things I do, if this person doesn't..." I mean, this is my whole thing. And again, this is going to sound really selfish, but it's not. But I feel like if it's important to Lauren, then it should be important to you. And I think that's why I do think that that's probably why my last relationship didn't work out. And I do think that a lot of people probably think, you know, oh, she's over dramatic, she's this and she's that. But I mean, I am who I am, and I do have a lot of friends and a lot of family that do appreciate me for who I am. So why would I waste my time with people that didn't appreciate me for who I am? I mean, it's no point in being in a relationship where it's not working out just because you put a lot of time and energy into it. I mean, just cut off the time and energy if you see right away that it's not working out. I mean, be superficial. I mean, I don't know why everybody is always making such a big deal about being deep. Who cares about being deep? I mean, I tried to not be superficial. I mean, there's certain people I've tried to be a good friend to, or that I've tried to be a good cousin to, or that I've tried to be a good girlfriend to, and it got me nowhere. So I mean, you know, it is what it is at this point. I mean, that's just how I feel. If you don't care about me as much as I cared about you, then you know, game over. And I mean, I guess that's pretty much it for this video, but you can just, you know, like or comment or subscribe to my channel, or share this video, or tell me whether or not you agree with me or disagree with me. I mean, I know I'm probably going to have some people that disagree with me and just say I'm being selfish or whatever, but I know it's going to be a lot of people that also actually agree with me. So, anyway, you know, like, comment, subscribe, share my video on Facebook, all that good stuff. It's Sunday night. I got to go finish getting ready for work, and, you know, have a good week, guys.